different large denominators. Jin has a degeneration of his spinal system due to years of improper lifting. Recently, he went through spinal surgery. This surgery immediately improved Jin's nervous system function and pain by 5/21. Jin is also taking a pain reduction medication until his surgery heals. This has improved his pain by 9/14. How much total improvement has Jin had due to these medical interventions? So to answer this question, we will need to add these two fractions together. So let's write this out. We have 5/21 plus 9/14. So we can see that 21 and 14 are not the same common denominator. So we cannot add these quite yet. And so for different large denominators, we're going to use prime factorization. So let's write this in. To find the least common denominator. So any changes to the denominator or bottom number must be reciprocated to the top/numerator. So to build up to the least common denominator, we multiply by any missing factors. So let us go back to the problem to solve for this. So using prime factorization, we have 21 and 14. So 21 can be broken down into 3 and 7, because 3 times 7 is 21. 14 can be broken down into 2 and 7. So let us write all the unique numbers between these two. So we have 2, 3, and 7. So next we look at the exponents, and since there are 2 7s and each of them has the same exponent, we will just write down one of the 7s. So now we can multiply 2 times 3 times 7, which will give us 242. So 42 is our least common denominator. So when we go back to our problem, we will multiply those missing factors to get our common denominator here. So 5/21. So the factor it's missing is 2. We'll just put it right there. So we multiply the top and the bottom by 2. So it does not change the actual fraction right there. Plus 9/14. And we're going to multiply top and bottom by 3. Because this is the missing number in 14. So let us now go below and just scroll down. So we have 5 times 2, which is 10, over 21 times 2, which is 42, plus 9 times 3 is 27, 14 times 3 is 42. So now we can add because we have the same common denominator. So 10 plus 27 is 37 over 42. So this is our final answer. Let us now look at a second example. Example 2. Stephanie has a genetic malformation that is causing a degeneration of her nervous system. A year ago, she had 7/18 feeling in her arms. However, during this year, she has lost 3/20 of her feeling due to numbness. So what is the total feeling that Stephanie has remaining in her arms? So for this problem, we are starting out with 17 over 18, and we're subtracting 3/20 to get what she is now feeling in her arm. So We can see, though, we can't actually do the subtraction problem because 18 and 20 are not the same common denominator. So to find our common denominator, let us break down 18 and 20 into their factors. So 18 is 2 times 3 times 3. 20 is 2 times 2 times 5. So between these two numbers, let us write down all the unique numbers that appear. So we have 2, 3, and 5. So let us see what the largest exponent is for each one. So we notice the largest exponent for 2 is 2. And the largest exponent, because we have these two, for 3 is 3. So we will have 2 squared and 3 squared. And we only have 1 5. So we'll just keep it as 5. So for this means we have 2 times 2 times 3 times 3 times 5. This will get us to our common denominator. So this number, as we can go like this, 2 times 2 is 4, 3 times 3 is 9, and then times 5. So we can look at this, 4 times 5, this is easier, 20. So now we have 20 times 9, which is equal to 180. So we have 180 as our new common denominator. So let us go back to our original problem and multiply what numbers they are missing from each other. So 18, 17, 18, it's missing the 5. So, and the 2. So we will multiply this number by 10 because it is missing one of the 2's from here and this 5. So we multiply 10 on top and bottom. And we go minus 3 over 20. And this number we're going to multiply by 9 because it is missing the 2 3's that 18 has. So here we go. We have this problem. Let us now multiply this out. So 17 times 10 is 170 over 180 minus 3 times 9, which is 27 over 180. Now we have a common denominator, and so now we can subtract. So 170 minus 27 is 143 over 180. So this is our final answer as we cannot reduce any further. And so when working with a fraction with large denominators, it can be kind of puzzling. So to solve this, remember, use prime factorization to find the unique numbers and exponents. Then we're going to multiply these together to use the working with fractions with large denominators can be puzzling. So to remember, just use prime factorization to find the unique numbers and exponents, then multiply these together to find the least common denominator. Remember, whatever changes you make to the bottom number, you must also make to the top number. And after adding and subtracting, remember to reduce the fractions back to the lowest value if possible.